Hello, hi. It's Sue Ricks here from the Sue Ricks Academy. And I'm really pleased to be connecting with a lovely friend of mine today. And I hope that in our discussions that we're going to provide some really fun things that are great about life and learning. So today I'm really happy to be welcoming Carolyn Eddleston. And she's coming on board. Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Sue.
So one of the things that we thought that we might talk about is to bring in some ideas about the concept of yin and yang, which can get a little bit confusing for people who've heard the term, but they may not know anything about what that is. And you have such beautiful ways of describing yin and yang. And maybe you'd like to just introduce people who are maybe unfamiliar with yin and yang about how beautifully that fits in with everyday life and it affects all of us in all ways.
No, I'd love to. You'll have to stop me though, because I get a bit overexcited about yin and yang. So it's a symbol that we all see everywhere in life, and what I love about it is that it's thousands and thousands of years old, the concept, and I think that's magical that this concept is now, branded on clothing. We see it everywhere, and yet its origin is ancient. And my understanding is that the concept is so simple in that the Chinese back then, the Taoists, the sages, the monks who spent a lot of time meditating and reflecting and observing nature, purely looked at a hillside and saw one dark side and one light side.
And isn't that great to hear you speaking about it, because you speak with such energy and passion, and you're quite right that sometimes we can go off onto realms of all sorts of things and we provide that facility for each other. But isn't that great, that lovely phrase which is, and this too will pass? Because whatever phase that we're in is always moving, it's always changing, it's always evolving and flowing. And that's actually what we're looking for, because when anybody's got a sort of stagnant situation, that's not really what we want. But there's always an opportunity to look for that little tiny seed, as you say, of movement, to be able to see a glimpse of what the potential is and to be able to hang on to that. And the phrase of that I use all the time, and you and I have spoken about immensely, of energy follows thought, is when we remember energy follows thought and we energetically connect with that little seed and it grows, we connecting in with yin yang in a very different way. And I know some of your beautiful newsletters often bring out and evoke some beautiful sensory images, from your written word in your newsletter. So if anybody wants to be part of Carolyn's newsletter, it's beautiful, and you can actually hear. We can actually hear you speaking about how the yin yang is operating at the time.
And what I loved was we are very privileged as humans because we stand on 2 feet with our heads in the heavens and our feet on the earth. That's why we communicate so beautifully with nature when we let it happen. It's because we're meant to be feeling both. So that they like they like number 3. So heaven, human, and earth is 1, 2, 3. Then you have 4, which is the directions that come in and match that. So yin and yang is 2, sorry. Heaven, human, and earth is 3. Then you have the 4 directions with all that that brings. And then you have the 5. So it is 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 5 are the 5 elements. And all they did was bring in from yin yang, which is quite simplistic, to looking at the elements in the world around us. Ayurvedic medicine is very similar. So, there's the water element. We see that everywhere. It's underground all the time, even if we can't see it in the open. There's the fire element, the sun, the heart. So every element that we see in nature, there are 5 different elements: earth, fire, water, metal, and wood. I think you've done an amazing job at doing that. So it's an absolute privilege to chat to you always, and we do get overexcited, and I think that's lovely. We still love what we do and we're still passionate about it.
We do, and I think that's really one of the things that really spurred me on with making the academy, is the fact that, being a dyslexic person, I'm really fascinated and enthused and energized by so many subjects, and I know that they completely transform my life. So to be able to pour all that love and information into one place on the academy has been an absolute joy for me, and fortunately the feedback has been great. So I'm continuing to do that, and I'm grateful to you for pouring that information out there, so that we can capture your love and dedication for the world as well.